Hey guys, Tom Barton from TomBartonSports.com here. We are going to talk about Bill Belichick going into windy Buffalo and beating the Bills. What kind of reaction should we get? And what kind of reaction is going on in the media? I want to get into all that. But before we do, please, if you like the channel, subscribe. I could use your subscribers. Of course, like it and share it out there. It's at Tom Barton Sports over on Twitter if you want to take this a little further, and TomBartonSports.com. Now, before we do go into this, anybody that's heard me on the radio for the last couple of decades, you know that I absolutely think Bill Belichick is the greatest coach of all time. I have defended the Patriots at every single turn. I don't think I've bet against the Patriots ever in my life in the playoffs or in the Super Bowl, right? I am a Patriot guy. That isn't a fan. I just respect what they do. As far as Buffalo, well, they've been my team for the last couple of years. I had a futures ticket on them in the betting area with Josh Allen winning the MVP, winning their division, making the playoffs, and winning the Super Bowl last year. And I backed it up again, and I think that they are the team that's going to go to the Super Bowl from the AFC, or I did in September. So my loyalties are right in the middle here. I'm not a fan of either team, but I respect and like both of them. So I wore my Houston Texans jersey today, the only team that's officially eliminated from the playoffs. So let's talk a little bit about the playoffs and the reaction that we have the next day. First of all, when I saw the wins and I saw everything going on, my initial reaction was, I'm not making too much of this game one way or the other. I'm just not going to take away too much from a insanely windy, crazy conditions. You heard one of the coaches say he's been doing this for 30 years. He's never had worse conditions. This is the kind of game it was. And you can blame weather and you could do this. But both of the coaches also admitted, look, our game plan was 100% vital to know what the weather was and to take that into consideration and going the other way. And the game plans for these two teams moving forward will look nothing like we just saw last night. That's something to keep in mind. Now, Bill Belichick arrives at the stadium. He's got a Navy mask on, and he played a Navy offense, or more like an Army offense that literally doesn't pass. They pass the ball 3 times. Okay, it was a master class by Bill Belichick. It was a master class in coaching. He ran the ball. It was out physical. They put 10 men in the box. It was demoralizing so much that the Buffalo media asked the 2 cornerbacks afterwards, were you guys embarrassed? And they got angry at it and kind of stormed out. No, we weren't embarrassed. What kind of question is that? Well, you only let up 14 points, but you did get run all over for 200. One of the things that I came into this worried about the Bills is this. When you have superior running backs, right? Jonathan Taylor did it, and King Henry did it. They ran all over the Buffalo Bills. Now, New England did it. But what are the chances moving forward that there are those kind of teams that can replicate that just ridiculous running attack? Well, I don't really see that happening from this point forward to the excess that we've watched it when they were bad. Offensively, look, Josh Allen missed some big throws. Josh Allen also had Dalton Knox drop a couple of big-time, easy catches. He had Stephon Diggs drop a catch that I think should have been made. So he was right there. And even at the end, they're down 14-10. Even at the end of the game, you're looking at maybe a pass interference in the end zone. I mean, there could be a million excuses for Buffalo. I think these two teams played neck and neck in hostile conditions that I don't think we should take a lot from. On the other side, okay, you do have to be concerned about the Buffalo Bills and their rushing defense overall. You do have to look at that and be a little concerned. And I don't care that the game plan was to run the ball all day. There's still the idea that Mac Jones had his biggest test and he wasn't trusted in that spot. You can sit back and go, you know what? He won, and he did. He won the game. End of story. But he had one screen pass. He had one throw where the tight end made a miraculous throw. And that's the only 2 completions that he had, a screen pass and a miraculous pass, because they didn't trust him enough. And I get it. It was the game plan. It was designed. That's fine. But now moving forward, because that's what we have to do, all of a sudden the Patriots are tied for the league lead. And when you go to the lines makers out there, tied to win the Super Bowl. Not to go, to win the Super Bowl. They are the favorites now in the AFC. And everyone's kind of down on Buffalo. Why? Because of this one game? In crazy windy conditions. Look, Mac Jones has done a lot of good this year. He should win Offensive Rookie of the Year. He should garner MVP awards, and he probably will. I understand that. But at the end of the day, one of the things I wanted to see from Mac Jones was your ability to go on the road in a hostile environment. No, he didn't show me that he could do that. Go on the road in a hostile environment. Go on the road and deal with weather, December, January type of weather. He didn't really show me he can do that. Go on the road against a division opponent in prime time. Well, he didn't really show me much. The comparisons between Brady and Mac Jones are starting to come up. And I do understand early in Brady's career, it was just don't kind of lose the game for me, Tom. We're going to have a game plan designed for running the ball and playing good defense. It's very similar. But one of the things that I think we can't forget is that Tom Brady stepped up in big spots. Tom Brady, in 2 minutes or less, stepped up. I haven't seen that much from Mac Jones. I haven't seen this team, maybe because they didn't need to, but I haven't seen this team lean on Mac Jones. Still going into the playoffs, do you trust Mac Jones or Patrick Mahomes? Do you trust Mac Jones or even Josh Allen, even after last night? So while Belichick is the X factor, and what a massive X factor it is, he is coach of the year. Wrap that up, okay? I still do worry about Mac Jones going through the hurdles of the playoffs, which it looks like he's going to get to the playoffs, going through the hurdles and to get to something where he's winning a Super Bowl. And I think the conversation got a little away from him. Look, you want to tell me that the Patriots can win this division? Sure, absolutely. But tell me that the Patriots could get to an AFC Championship game? Yeah. I'm just hesitant to put them into the Super Bowl and to winning the Super Bowl at this point, where apparently a lot of people are. As for Buffalo, I don't look at them like a disaster. I don't look at them like they've fallen off the map. You look at this team and you're starting to find reasons to not like them. They still have a tremendous defense, and even after getting run all over last night, they allowed 14 points. Okay, they lost to Jacksonville, not because of the defense. So they still have an elite defense. That elite defense can get run on, though. So you start to look at, okay, who can run the ball in the playoffs on them? Well, a lot of the competitors they might have to go up against, a lot of the Baltimores that you might have to go up against. But the Baltimore's potentially Cleveland, obviously New England, Indianapolis, sure. But then you start to say, okay, well, who's their main competition in the AFC? Well, it's probably Kansas City. Not afraid of Kansas City's rushing attack. It could potentially be San Diego or Los Angeles, whatever we're calling them now, right? That's a potential team. Do you really believe that the Bills are not going to change things up against New England in a couple of weeks when they face them again? I don't. I'm not burying the Bills. If I had to make a Super Bowl pick right now from the AFC, it's between the Chiefs and the Patriots, but the Bills are right there. The Bills are right behind them. They didn't fall off the map to me. So this morning, we're going to go to every single channel. We're going to go to every single news report, and it's going to be heaping praise on New England and going absolutely crazy about the job Belichick did, which he did, how Mac Jones did exactly what was asked for him, and how the New England Patriots have a good path to the Super Bowl. All of that is fine. But calm down, because one pass caught by Stephon Diggs in the corner of the end zone flips this game to 17-14. Buffalo wins, and what are we going to have the conversation about then? Don't make long-term decisions on how the entire season's going or how things are going to move in the future based on potentially a drop pass, potentially one bad throw. It's not like they were blown out. So there are underlying things to like about New England, underlying things that I'm concerned about. There are underlying things, or even right in your face things I'm very concerned about the Bills, but there's a lot of good that I like there as well. So I'm still in a wait and see mode. I'm waiting to see if Buffalo can come back in a couple of weeks when there isn't the crazy wind, when there hopefully isn't this kind of crazy weather, and show me who they are against New England, up in New England, a place where they just never seem to win against. Bill Belichick is now 26-5 against the Bills. You got to slay that dragon before you go out there and slay the big dragon, which is the AFC Championship. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I'm Tom Barton from TomBartonSports.com. Go check out @TomBartonSports over on Twitter. If you like this, please comment below. I want to hear your opinions. Bills fans, Pats fans, even Houston Texans fans I took kind of a cheap shot at. I want to hear from you guys. Have a good day, everybody.